Even though James Reynolds is trash, one thing I'll give him is that he was in his bag, okay? He was in his bag. Hey y'all, it's Harriyanna and I'm back with another video. Now before we even get into anything, I want to fix myself up a little bit. I feel like I look a little hideous at the moment. I went for a walk earlier today for some exercise and I just feel like I look a little gross. So I'm gonna fix myself up a little bit as I talk to you guys about what today's video is going to be about. So today's video, we will be discussing something that I find funny. Well, it's not funny for one person in this situation, but I've been really entertained with this. As you guys know, the Hamilton movie, well, it's basically just a live taping of the play, is available to the public now. And all I'll say is that we've been asking for this for years. Like, okay, as a theater kid, we literally have it on bootleg. Don't tell nobody I had that, by the way. And it being on live action, it gave me a better appreciation for theater. Oh my gosh, I can't see. Because I listen to the soundtrack all the time and I watch the bootleg, but I never got the full appreciation for the show until I watched the taping. And it's one particular thing that happened in the show that I've been doing like hardcore research on this for like 4 weeks now because I'm just so entertained by it. I really love true crime. Also, for my white viewers that don't know what this is and they think I'm doing something really weird, black people, we use a toothbrush to lay our edges. So yeah. As I said, I'm really into true crime. But writing videos about true crime is just like not my niche. It's just not what I do. I leave that to the true crime gurus out here. Now, but this particular case, because I'm a theater kid and I feel like it has something to do with theater, I feel like I want to talk about it because I haven't actually seen anybody talk about this yet on YouTube. And if somebody did, I don't know, I didn't see it. And I'm actually really surprised because Say No to This is my favorite part of the show. It's my favorite song and it's my favorite part. I think the main reason why is because I'm just a really big fan of Jasmine. I think she's such a great human being and so pretty, so talented. You guys saw I did my Mariah Reynolds cosplay too. Like, that's how obsessed I am with this case at the moment. It's kind of weird. Don't judge me. We all have our weird things. We are ready. Wait, no, we're not. Hold on. Now we're ready. So basically in today's episode, I am going to, not today's episode, like what kind of episode is that? Do something a little bit more lighthearted today because a lot of the content on my channel recently has just been so dark and sad and whatnot. And this is kind of dark and sad, but because there's a musical based on it now, I feel like it's kind of counts as something happy at the moment. But yes, in today's video, we are going to be discussing and breaking down the Hamilton Reynolds affair. Now, I'm just going to be talking about it. I'm going to pull up the articles that I found that I think are like the most accurate about the situation, read from them about what happened in order, and give my intake on it and my little kind of conspiracy theories I have about the whole thing. If I see any of you guys slut shaming Mariah Reynolds in the comments, y'all getting blocked. I don't do slut shaming at all over here. So yeah. This is gonna be really funny. Like, I don't know. I'm really excited to see. This is my first ever I did like another true crime video, but that one was like really sad because it hit a little too close to home because it happened in my city where I live. So this one's a little bit more fun. Okay, so y'all, should we use Wikipedia, History.com, the Smithsonian Mag, All That's Interesting, or the Washington Post, or American Heritage? Now, or Vox. Which article shall we click on? I don't know. I want to click Wikipedia, but y'all know the thing. Okay, what gets on my nerves about Wikipedia? I know y'all get mad at me because I'm not getting to the point, but people seem to say Wikipedia is inaccurate, but like literally after every sentence, every so many sentences, you have to have a source listed there. So yes, Wikipedia is accurate in a different stance because you know people go in and try to make it wrong, but no. Can we just appreciate how my lip gloss is popping at the moment? I'm in love with it. I think we're gonna read all that's interesting because compared to what the other people are saying, it's a little bit too long and I don't want this video to be super duper long, but if I do need to go back and reference those other articles, I will. Oh yeah, by the way, before we even get into this, I just want to let you guys know that Alexander was 11 years older than Mariah. She was 23, he was 34. Now, I know at my age, like people, girls in their early 20s, women in their early 20s, but I keep calling us girls because I still feel like a girl. We don't want nothing to do with grown men, okay? A lot of us still have the mindset of kids. That's not what I want. And basically, James Reynolds is just a deadbeat daddy. He been in and out of jail all the time. He's no good. He's no good. So yeah, let's go into it. Meet Mariah Reynolds, the first behind the nation's first political scandal. Reynolds was just 23 when her husband seemingly abandoned her and turned to one of the nation's most powerful men, Secretary of Treasury Alexander Hamilton. So yeah, she was in need. She was in danger. I am aware that she had a child at this time. Her husband was really, really bad to her. Yeah. They were involved for a summer before Reynolds' husband blackmailed Hamilton, forcing the politician to air his dirty laundry, all for the nation now can see. Now, if people don't know, I recall doing my earlier research that the main reason they gotten away with this was because Eliza, who was Alexander Hamilton's wife, was away on vacation with her kids. Now, that is so trifling because you know he was doing the stuff in the bed. History has in some way reduced Reynolds to be a one-dimensional character. What do you mean character? She was real. What do you mean character? Like, I know her part was kind of small. It wasn't a small part because her little amount of stage time had a really big impact on the second half of the show. Let's go ahead and establish that she was not a small character. Though she was exclusively remembered for her involvement with Alexander Hamilton, her story long before the scandal continued after it. Before we can even really get into the whole entire cheating scandal, we need to talk about Mariah and James's marriage because it was not good from the get-go. They got married at 15. Like, I understand this was the 1700s, that stuff was normal, but like, I've been 17 before and none of us are ready for marriage at that age. Okay, let's just go ahead and establish that. And people try to say kids were more mature back then. No, they weren't. No, they weren't. They were just as stupid now as they are then. She married Reynolds when she was 15 years old. James had served in the commission department during the Revolutionary War and afters, tried to claim damages from the Washington government on multiple occasions. The couple moved from New York to Philadelphia after they were married and had one daughter, Susan Reynolds, in 1785. It is believed that the Reynolds affair with Hamilton began several years later during the summer of 1791. Reynolds approached a then 34-year-old Alexander Hamilton at his home in Philly asking for help. Now, he could have denied her because she was on his property. So okay, I'm not trying to make it seem like Mariah was so innocent in this situation, but if a random person comes up to your door and you don't have no idea who they are, I would turn them away. Okay, and he's rich, by the way. Does he not have security? I don't know. She told him that her abusive husband had abandoned her and that she needs money to return to her family in New York. Okay, now, if somebody came to my door and told me that they needed money, I would have gave it to them and then left. Now, here's where it gets juicy. In unpublished papers, Hamilton admitted that Reynolds was a beauty in despair. His friends described her as innocent and emotional. Now, I honestly feel like if Eliza wasn't away, this might not have happened. It honestly just seems like he was H-O-R-N-Y. That's literally what it just seems like, and he just needed something at the time because, yeah. Shortly after, Hamilton visited Reynolds at the boarding house where she was staying with the money she requested. Hamilton's wife, Eliza, was away for the summer, opening the door for the summer romance. Okay, why are y'all calling it a summer romance? It's not romantic if it's cheating. Like, that's one thing. That's just my unpopular opinion. If it's done out of cheating, it's not a romance. It doesn't count as romance. I'm sorry, it does not. Over the summer, Reynolds reconciled with her husband, but was still game for the affair. So was her husband. It wasn't uncommon for 18th century men to settle their differences in a pistol fight. And y'all be thinking people like get mad nowadays, thinking that this is recent when men get mad at each other or people get mad at each other, they want to shoot. No, they always been doing this. It's always been real ghetto over here. Alexander Hamilton would do just that when he agreed to end his 15-year rivalry with Vice President Aaron Burr. What does that have to do with this? Okay, I understand he died in a duel, kind of like foreshadowing the future. Can you foreshadow real life situations? I don't know. James Reynolds didn't want to fight. He wanted compensation. Even though James Reynolds is trash, one thing I'll give him is that he was in his bag, okay? He was in his bag. He concocted a plan to his wife continue see Hamilton in order to periodically receive blackmail money from him. Now this is like one of the, you know when rappers be paying women to stay hush-hush about their outside children and affairs now, you know, hush money. This is like one of the earlier forms of hush money. This is so ghetto. Oh my gosh. The summer Hamilton was seeing Reynolds was a busy one for him personally. He started up the bank in the United States and delivered what to believe his magnum opus. Probably said that so wrong. It's so weird because I study history for fun and I see a lot of words that look like this and I still don't know how to pronounce them. Anyway, his report on the subject Manufactures, which outlines the basis of the American economic system. He also received a letter from James Reynolds which threatened to tell Eliza for his affair with Mariah should not send cash. Hamilton obliged. Okay, y'all, I have to do it. You can keep seeing my whore wife if the price is right or not. I'm telling your wife. I'm telling you, I listen to that song way too much. I know it. Things escalated in 1792 when James Reynolds was arrested along with his friend Jacob Klingman. His name would be Klingman. That's okay. For unpaid back wages from the Revolutionary War. Wait, it's like you had to pay wages for fighting in the war? Klingman was released on bail while Reynolds continued to blackmail Hamilton in order to secure his freedom. Okay, how is he gonna even get access to Eliza? Oh, I forgot. They live in the same house, so he could have sent a letter and mailed it to her. Okay, Harriyanna, you're a little dumb right there. Hamilton paid a total of $1,300 to Reynolds, which was over $35,000 by today's standards and was over 1/3 of his own salary at the time. That's more than I'm making a year. That's like 3 times I'm making a year. Oh Jesus, that's literally rent money right there. He was literally paying their rent. Also contacted some of Hamilton's political rivals and told them that he had damaged information on the Secretary of the Treasury. Word of Hamilton's affair soon reached Thomas Jefferson, and we all know how that was. Thomas Jefferson was extremely messy. There's a whole bunch of other things about Thomas Jefferson. Y'all need to learn Thomas Jefferson is not a good person as history in high school and middle school and elementary school too, because we did learn a little bit about Thomas Jefferson. Now he's not a good person. I want y'all to stop believing that he was. He's not. Y'all need to take the time out of y'all day to do research on literally everybody in this play. Okay? Okay. I need y'all to look up a woman named Sally Hemings. You may be scared for like a week afterwards, because I was when I found out about her when I was 15 years old. Do that. Finally, in 1795, I got it right. An embarrassed Hamilton published what is known as the Reynolds pamphlet. Y'all, okay, I pause. I actually read the Reynolds pamphlet probably a few nights ago, and I was just like, he was trying so hard to make it seem like he was the innocent one in the situation. And I was like, at the end of the day, all 3 of y'all are guilty, but you are the most guilty because you gaslighted it. He tried to make it seem like he was the most innocent one, and how he said he owned up to it, but he was trying to make up excuses for what he did. It's like he was kind of like gaslighting the reader into believing that he wasn't as wrong as we think he is, when no, he was wrong. 100-page count. Also, I didn't read that whole thing. I was like, it was like reading it, I was like, Alex, if there's a point, please get to it. So basically, James Reynolds was pimping his wife out to a known political figure, and that is honestly so freaking terrifying to me. Alex said, I am a real client of the amorous connection with his wife for a considerable time with his privity and connivance, if not originally bought by the combination between the husband and wife and the design to extort money from me. It's like he's really trying to make you feel bad for him. Then he candidly explained that his first visit to Reynolds' home ended with the two of them in bed. It takes two to tango, Alex. What part of that don't you get? You're just as guilty as her. That's one thing a lot of people don't think they get when it comes to cheating. Both parties are guilty. Okay? I know sometimes there's a situation where somebody doesn't know one person is in a relationship and then that happens and whatnot. But y'all both knew. Y'all both knew that y'all were married. And y'all still went up there and did that. That's why I had no sympathy for Alexander. And the only reason I had some kind of sympathy for Mariah is because her husband was terrible to her. And the fact that Alex still took advantage of her while she was in this distressed state angers me. I don't know what it is about men when they be saying that we look so beautiful when we're sad and in distress. I'm like, what about that turns you on? That's weird. Okay, back to the article. And the Reynolds pamphlet, Hamilton noted that the complicated nature of the situation made it difficult for him to end the affair, even though he wanted to on several occasions. He wrote, her conduct made it extremely difficult to disentangle myself. All the appearance of violent attachment and the agonizing distress of the idea for relinquishment were paying off with the most imposing art. To be honest, it really kind of seems like he was the only person that cared about Mariah at this moment. Still wrong though. Still wrong. Still wrong. But it seems like he's the only person that's caring for her. But at the end of the day, he is still taking advantage of her. Because if he did want to help her, he could have helped her in another way without going between her legs. Okay, that's one thing that he doesn't seem to get. You could have still helped this woman without sleeping with her. Consequences of the Reynolds pamphlet. Now we get into the real deep stuff. Eliza Hamilton stood by her husband even after the news of his affair tarnished her own reputation. Okay, no. Also, I really hope she got a new bed. Cause, ew. Immediately after, that's such a funny word to me. Immediately after her husband was arrested with Klingman, but before the release of the pamphlet, Mariah Reynolds had petitioned for a divorce. Good for you, girl. Good for you. Which was rare at the time. That's how you know he was terrible for her, because she wanted a divorce in the freaking 1700s. That's how you know it was bad. Like, this man literally was the devil. I'm sorry, I can't. James Reynolds makes me so angry. I was like the other day where I was just doing so much research on him and I was like, he is such a bum. He's such a bum. I can't do it. I cannot. And the weird thing is like why I don't really want to make true crime videos and stuff is because I come off across as like joking and things like that. But I keep forgetting these are real people. In real situations. This stuff actually happened. That's why I'm just kind of like, I'm entertained by it, but I'm also disturbed by it. Anyway, but she was successful in doing so thanks to the no other than Aaron Burr, her lawyer. And Hamilton's noted enemy. Okay, y'all. I don't know. It's so hard for me to believe Aaron Burr was white. It's so hard for me to believe Aaron Burr is white, y'all. I'm sorry. He gave off black boy energy because of the stuff he did. Aaron Burr is freaking hilarious, okay? I'm done. Leslie Odom Jr. did a great job portraying him. Aaron Burr was so messy. I think out of everybody in this play, just in general, the whole historical situation, I think out of everyone in this the whole United States government during this time period, the messiest person was Aaron, and then right behind him was Jefferson, and then Madison, because Madison literally was just Jefferson's hype man. He was instigating everything he did. She later married Jacob Klingman, her ex-husband's friend and partner in crime. Like, yes, girl, get his friend. You know how they be talking about want to make him mad? Get with his friend. That's exactly what she did. Kudos to you, girl. Girl power. After the pamphlet was released, Mariah Reynolds was subject to public criticism and so on. In 1792, she moved to Britain with her new husband. Dang, that girl fled the country because she was so embarrassed. I don't blame you, girl. Back then, you can erase your whole identity and be gone. Nowadays, you can't do that. She later returned to Philadelphia without her new husband and thought there was no... And though there was no divorce record, she soon began going by the name by Mariah Clement. Okay, so she ended up changing her name because she was so embarrassed about that. I get it. Yeah, because y'all know why I changed my name from Nicole to harriyannahook, because Nicole was a whole different person than I am now. Like, I'm the same person. It's just my content has changed. And you were here during my Nicole content days. Hey, you're a real one. I'm not deleting none of those videos. Y'all can roast me and drag me all y'all want in them. Because if I delete them, I'm acting like it never happened. And it did happen. I take shame, not shame, I take pride in all that. Unfortunately, the party hurt most by the scandal was likely Hamilton's wife. Okay, no, I low-key don't agree with that, because she chose to stay with him. And also, Eliza Hamilton owned slaves. The whole Schuyler family owned slaves, and I low-key just don't feel bad for, like, I don't feel bad for racist people, like I've said in my previous videos. Eliza was shamed for her husband's infidelity on one newspaper and wrote, "Art thou a wife? Seize him whom thou..." What? "See him whom thou chosen for the partner of this life, lolling in the lap of the harlot." Despite the scrutiny, Eliza Hamilton stood by her husband and even tried to revive his reputation after he died. Girl, there was no coming back for this. I'm so sorry. I understand you trying to do your husband your good because you were in love with him. There was no coming back for what he did, because not only did he cheat on you, he was stealing money to cheat on you. I'm so sorry. Now that she really shouldn't have gotten the backlash for what her husband did to her. Like, yes, I understand there are a lot of girls that keep going back to their abusive boyfriends and abusive partners and whatnot, and even like boys going back to their abusive girlfriends and abusive partners. But it's never their fault, okay? It's never the victim's fault in that situation. Meanwhile, though the details of Mariah Reynolds' life beyond her return to Philadelphia are scarce, it has been claimed that she got a job as a housekeeper for a doctor who she subsequently married well. So she ended up getting another man. Okay, it makes sense why the relationship with his friend didn't work, because it just seems like she married him out of anger just to get back at him. So she ended up getting with another man. I'm happy that Mariah Reynolds had a good life post this scandal. It just obviously seems like she was embarrassed and just wanted to hide away from the world. Poor woman. But yes, like, I don't know why lately I've been having such a soft spot for Mariah Reynolds, because I genuinely just felt bad for her in the situation, because it just seems like two men that were supposed to be there for her and helping her were taking advantage of her. She also reportedly became religious and joined the Methodist Church. With the help of Burr, Mariah Reynolds was able to send her daughter to a Boston boarding school where she could receive a proper education, which was also not common for women at the time. Go Mariah! She turned her scandal into something great for her daughter. I'm proud of her. Given the time in which she lived and the scandal in which she had been involved, Mariah Reynolds was no victim. I agree. That was great. The person who wrote this, it's some parts in here that I didn't agree with. You're good. You're good. Okay, I low-key have a theory though now, because I was like, was she messing around with Aaron Burr too? Because Aaron was a little bit too nice to her. And maybe it's because I don't trust men. Because, you know, men be wanting more than one thing a lot. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking about it a little too much. I wouldn't be surprised if it happened, because stuff like that does happen. Anyway, I just feel like Bird genuinely did just want to help her. Do y'all hear the cicadas? I'm tired of living in the South. I'm tired of it. But yes, thank you guys for watching this video. I really enjoyed making this. This was kind of fun for me. And yeah, don't forget to stay educated on your history, y'all. Don't be out here getting bamboozled, okay? Make sure you know your history. Hope I helped somebody learn some history today, because I like teaching people. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching this video so much. Don't forget to follow me on everything to stay updated with me and everything. Also, thank you. If you're new, thank you for following me, because I've had my YouTube channel since I was like 15, 16 years old, and I'm just now starting to see growth, and I'm just grateful. I'm grateful that it's finally happening. And yes, thank you. I love you. And yes, have a good night.